Hey there and welcome back. Today's video we are going to be testing out the Game of Thrones collection. I have the entire collection in front of me. I created this look using it. I'm going to show you guys swatches. I'll talk a bit about the formula on the products. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get started. Decay did send this over to me. This is their brand new Game of Thrones collection. This one is available on April 14th, and it is a brand new collection full of everything Game of Thrones. And I'm so excited to show you guys how I created this look using the products. But I first want to show you guys like swatches of everything and show you kind of the products up close so you can see them first. So this right here is the PR package that they didn't send over. This one is going to be available for sale. So if you want to purchase the entire collection, you can get this one for $250, so it's going to come with the box. If you open this little drawer right here, this has all of the products on the bottom, so they're all in here, and then the eyeshadow palette is up here on the top. So I did want to show you guys this package because you can purchase this, or everything is available for sale individually as well. So I will show you guys the eyeshadow palette first. This is going to retail for $65, so it is definitely going to be a pricey palette, but you're obviously going to pay with this entire collection for the packaging. If you're someone who's really into Game of Thrones, then I think obviously you're gonna want this for kind of the nostalgia of it all. But here is what the packaging looks like. So when you open it up, you do have a mirror here on this side, and then you have this description right here, and then if you actually pull this up, then you have this little pop out here. So the actual palette itself is gonna be inside of this drawer right here, so you're gonna pull that out similar to the package, and here's what the palette does look like. So inside of here you do get 20 different shades. It is broken apart kind of into color stories. So you have the different color stories here, which I think is nice. So you have the circle pans and then also the square pans. I like that you can kind of pull this out too. It's really easy to pull out. So when I was using it, I set this part on my desk, and then I did use the mirror that's also in this to use for creating this look. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you swatches of all of the shades. So here are the swatches of all 20 of the shades. I have them done in rows of 5, so how they would be in the palette, kind of the color stories. Keep in mind there are only 3 mattes a part of this palette. Most of them are the metallic shimmer. Some of them are kind of like a satiny shimmer, but there are only the 3 mattes. So you have this matte right here, this one right here, and then you also have this one right here. Those are the only 3 mattes that are a part of this palette. The rest of them are shimmer or have some form of shimmer to them. That being said, I do think that those are a good set of mattes to have in here because I feel like those can kind of go with any of the shimmers in this palette. Up next, we do have a highlighting palette. This one is going to retail for $28, and there are a total of 3 shades inside of here. So you have a pinky highlight, more of a golden, and then a deeper bronze shade. There's also a mirror in this palette. And then here are swatches of all 3 of those. So you can see the pinky one, the gold one, and then you have your more bronze shade. Up next, we do have brushes. So there are 2 different brushes a part of this collection, which are actually really, really cute. And they aren't like flimsy at all. They're very heavy. They feel very luxurious. And you have like a blending brush right here, which is this one. And then you also have like a shading brush here, which I use both of these to create this eye look, and you guys will kind of see these in action. The price on the brushes is $28 each. I have 4 24-hour Glide On pencils, a part of this collection as well. These are really cute packaging. They have kind of like an ombre look to these. Here are the 4 swatches of those. So the first one here, that one is called the Night King. Then we have Dragon Smoke, which is kind of like a plum, like black shade. The next one is the Winterfall Snow. And then the very last one is the Lancer Gold shade. All right, and then we have the 4 different lip colors a part of this collection. So we do have a sheer, and then we have a few metallic ones. So this is a metallic, and then this one here, and then the last one, that one is gonna be a comfort matte. I'm not going to pronounce these because I know that I will ruin them if I try, but you can kind of get an idea based upon the swatches. And then here is the packaging on the lipsticks right here, really cool. Each one of them has its own different packaging. I think that the packaging on this whole collection is just really cool. Okay, and then lastly, we have the Lip and Cheek Stain, and I actually thought this one was a primer when I first saw it, but it's actually a lip and cheek stain. So it is in a liquid dropper like this. It kind of looks like blood. It's kind of cool looking, and you can actually just drop this directly onto your face, or it says to apply it with your fingertips, but here's what it looks like when you kind of just drop it on, and then when you blend it out, it definitely gets a little bit more sheer, but it's definitely pigmented. You can use this on your lips or on your cheeks, and it is definitely going to stain. When I had it on earlier, it was staining like my fingertips and stuff, so keep that in mind, but there's what it looks like kind of blended out. All right, so now that I've showed you guys all of the swatches, you've seen the packaging, let's go ahead and get into how I got this look right here. So I basically just put on my base. I don't have any powder on my face because I want to try out the lip and cheek stain, which is the one that kind of looks like the blood. I want to try this one out, but I didn't want to put it over powder because it is like a liquid product. I was nervous with that. So I do have a little bit of powder on my under eyes, but I left like this area blank right now with powder so that I could actually apply this. So it says to apply 1 to 2 drips to your fingertips and then apply it to your face. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna drip, we'll do like 2 drips, and then I'll kind of rub it together on my fingers and see how it looks on the cheeks. So for that, so here's what it's looking like on my hands, and I'm just gonna kind of dot it here on my cheeks and see. Oh, I probably should just apply it like directly and not like rub it in like that. So let me try again here. So it's definitely staining my hand, so it's probably gonna be pretty long wearing at least. So I'm going to grab another drip. So I'm just gonna do like this tiny amount. I'm just nervous it's gonna be too much, and then go, okay, and then apply it on my face that way and see how it looks. So I'm definitely seeing some color pay off, but it does dry down pretty quick. So this is something you're gonna wanna work fast with. So I'm definitely noticing it did separate my foundation. Again, I didn't put any powder over it. So this is something I probably wouldn't wear necessarily with foundation, or if I was going to wear foundation, I would put it on underneath maybe. I don't even know if that would show though. So this might be something you might wanna wear like if you're doing like a bare face day, or this is something you could wear on the lips. They do say you could wear it as a lip stain, but on the cheeks over top of makeup, it's definitely separating my makeup, as you can tell. I wanted to give that one a try, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup, and then we'll move on to the rest of the collection. All right, so I'm back. I went ahead and just applied my bronzer and kind of tried to get rid of that spot. I feel like if you look close enough, you can still see where I applied it. But that for me was kind of a bit of a mess. So let's hope the rest of the collection goes better. So up next, we're gonna try out the highlighting palette, which the entire packaging on this collection is just so cool. So inside of this one, you do get the 3 different shades. So I'm mostly wanting to try like this pinky one. So this one is the dragon shade. I also kind of want to try this one here. That one is gonna be a little bit too deep for me. So I'm first just gonna go in with dragon, which is gonna be the pinky highlight. I normally do like Urban Decay's highlights. I feel like they're very pretty on the skin. So definitely have to build it up a little bit. Once I'm going in a few times though, it looks nice. It's definitely pink, but it's not too pink. And it seems to be blending out nicely. It's sitting nicely on the skin as well. So on the other side, I'm gonna try out the version. I do not know how to pronounce these, you guys. I'm so sorry if I mess them up, if you're a fan of the show and you're like, no. So I'm gonna try this one out on the other side, which is the golden one. I'm not sure if this one's gonna be a little too dark for my skin tone. I feel like it's a little bit deep, but I feel like I could make it work as well. Hopefully I'll get a little more tan here in the summer. But there's that one on that side, so there's kind of the difference. So we have like the middle shade and then the pinky highlight on the other side. So I am going to be using the brushes a part of this collection as well. So we have the 2 different brushes. So there is like a packing brush or like a shading brush, and then also a blending brush. So we're going to get started with the eyes. So here again is the eyeshadow palette. You open it up here. This is when you have your little thing here that props up. And then you have the front right here, you have your mirror, and then if you go to the drawer and you pull this out, that is where all of the eyeshadows are going to be. I think the layout of this is really cool, how they have like each color story, like everything kind of goes together like this. I want to reach for these down here, like the purples. I think they're so pretty. I'm going to have to go into a few of the other ones to use some of the mattes, but I think that this is kind of the realm I want to stay in with this eye look. So I am going to begin by using the blending brush that is a part of this. So I'm going to first go in to the shade, I know I'm gonna mess these shades up, House Lannister right here, this one right here, and work that one into my crease. I'm just gonna go in with the blending brush. I am gonna use the mirror that's a part of the palette and go ahead and work this shade into my crease. The brush does feel a little bit stiff, but it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel scratchy at all. and it actually seems to be blending this out decent. To further deepen that up, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and I'm not gonna even try and pronounce that because I know I'll get it wrong, but I'm gonna go in with that shade next just to deepen this look up a little bit. And I'm just gonna tap off the excess and kind of just set this down and begin to blend it out. And I will say with this brush, it's definitely doing a good job of like packing the color. I think that these shades look very, very pigmented, and I am just having to work a little bit to blend them. They seem very blendable. So I only have a few other mattes that I can use. Most of these are shimmers in this palette. So I'm gonna go into this one right here, the red shade, and use that one on my crease again. This is kind of just like a burnt red, and just deepen this up a tiny, tiny bit more. I'm kind of keeping this shade a little bit lower on my crease instead of bringing it all the way up. All right, so now we're gonna start working on the shimmers. So I wanna go in with the shade Stormborn, which is this purple one right here. I think it looks so, so pretty. And I'm gonna use the shader brush, and I am going to wet my brush with this. I prefer the Urban Decay shadows to be wet. It's just my favorite way to use them. So I just kind of put it on my brush and then I spritzed it. And this will help with fallout too. So I'm going to, ooh, that is pretty. Apply this just all over the lid. That is a lot more vibrant than I was thinking it was gonna be. I don't know what I was thinking, but this is really pretty. The brush is also doing a nice job of picking up the pigment. Like, I think it's getting a nice amount on here. This shade is really foiled, really nice. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting to like switch to another brush by now and like not love these brushes, but I think that they're actually working pretty well, and I kind of like that they have like this little thing right here, so I'm kind of just like resting my fingers on there. I went ahead and wiped the brush off a little bit. I'm gonna go into the Bend the Knee shade right here. And this one's a little bit of a lighter purple, and I kind of want to put this one all over the lid as well and just kind of layer it on that deeper purple. So again, I'm just going to spritz my brush with some MAC Fix Plus and apply this one just directly over top of the other purple just to kind of layer those a little bit and see how they layer together. I definitely think that's giving it more of a, like, you can see the difference between the two. Like, it's definitely kind of giving it more of like a lighter look, but I like how that looks together. All right, so now for the lower lash line, I want to play with these 24-hour Glide On pencils. I think these all look so gorgeous, and I'm trying to decide like which one I want to go with. I think I want to do like a blue, maybe like a pop of blue on the outer edge or like the outer corner, and then kind of go with like this gold one here on the front. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm first going to go in with this one here called the Night King, and I'm just going to put this one on my waterline and kind of run it down my lid a little bit too, and just focus this one just on the outer portion, and then I'm going to bring the lighter color in. So again, I'm just dragging it down a little bit further. I'm going to smoke it out with some shadow. So like I said, I just wanted to put that a little bit, and then I want to go in with this one, which is the Lancer Gold, and apply this one to the rest of the eye. Kind of just like meet those two together. Ooh, even layered, like I'm layering it a little over the blue. That looks really pretty. I'm actually going to do that, I think. I'm going to layer this one over top of the blue to give it a little shine, and then also apply it to the inner corner. I think that looks really pretty. I'm going to go in with Winterfell Snow, and I'm going to apply this one just to like the inner corner. I'm going to use this one as like a base for the highlight I'm going to apply. So this one has a little bit of like a blue tint to it, and just kind of apply this one on the inner corner. So I'm gonna go over top of that inner corner highlight with this one right here, which is Hard Home, and go in with this one. I wetted my brush a little bit because I want it to be really pigmented, and I'm just gonna pop this right on top of that liner that we used, and that definitely worked as a base that's gonna help to like really intensify this, which it is. Oh my gosh, this shade is really pretty. So I'm gonna take the smallest amount of the Insight, which is this green one, and run that along the lash line a little bit. Just kind of go with that blue that we did and just kind of rub that together and kind of blend that with those two shades. I can't help myself, I want to go in with White Walker, this one here too, and apply a little bit of that to the inner corner as well, just to kind of give us a little pop of blue in there, to kind of tie the lower lash line in as well. I am kind of obsessed with how this eye look turned out. I feel like it's so fun. I'm going to really quickly apply some lashes, and then we can move on to the lips. So I went ahead and applied my lashes. I used the So Extra Miami lashes from Lily Lashes, and now we're gonna move into the lips. So there are a couple of metallics, a comfort matte, and then also a sheer formula, a part of these collection. And I wanna go in with the nude because I think that's just what will look best with this eye look. And this one is the sheer formula, which is why I applied a lip liner, because I think that this will pair best with a lip liner. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. Again, it's just the nude shade that is a part of this collection, and apply this one directly on top of my lips. I'm gonna kind of rub it into with the lip liner. So here is our final look using the Game of Thrones collection from Urban Decay. I want to really quickly just like run through my initial thoughts on the collection. I am obsessed with the way that this eye look came out. I love that we got to use the pencils on the waterline. I feel like I didn't even use barely any shadows, and it looks like I really tried, and that was so easy. The shades in the actual palette performed really nicely. I loved all of them. I didn't have any issues. The shimmers were really pigmented. The mattes performed nicely. I love this color story as well. I like how it kind of is like broken up. I think it's really nice. I was really pleasantly surprised with the brushes. I wasn't expecting to like those. Those are the only brushes I really used aside from the inner corner brush, and I thought that they blended out the shadows really nicely. It packed on the shimmers really good, so I thought these were actually really nice. I was surprised by that because I was expecting to have to go into another brush, but these actually worked really nicely. I thought the highlighting palette was nice. I think that the highlight that we do have looks really pretty. It looks very natural on the skin, like mixing those two together I think is nice. I think they complement each other really well. The 24-hour glide on pencils, I love the colors that they chose for this collection. I think that they're really pretty. I think that they complement the palette really nicely. The only product that I didn't love was this one, which is the Dragon Carries Lip and Treak Stain. This one I didn't like. You saw me use that in the beginning of the video. I had issues with this. I'm going to continue to try it out kind of underneath makeup and see if I could see it over top the foundation. I'll apply it to like over top again and see how it works. I'll also apply it on the lips. So I'll keep you guys updated on that one. I do like the sheer lipstick that I do have on. I still want to try out the other ones on the lips. But after that, that is going to do it for this little first impression review here. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this collection. Let me know if you guys are excited about it, if you're planning on picking up any of the items when the launch does come. Let me know down in the comment section. I look forward to talking to you guys down there. Give this one a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Also, don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!